Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all are safe. Welcome to my Instagram live session. So, for those who don't know me, I'm Mrunmayi. I'm fashion designer and founder of Nikai Fashion Studio. I thank all my followers, viewers, friends, and family for supporting me, for encouraging me at all times. So, this is a series that I am doing for this week, which is Tea Time Talks 2.0. This is the second series where I have invited designers from different backgrounds. In challenging times like these, it's important to get inspired and be creative to solve the challenges that we are facing. Hi Jikisha. So my guest for today is Jikisha Wakil, and she's already joined, and I can see few more viewers already online. Hi Anjali, nice to see you. So let me speak about Jikisha a bit. So Jikisha and we met in one networking forum. It's a business networking forum, and I've seen her work. She's fantastic. I'm going to read out few things about her. I'm reading it because I don't want to miss out on the details. So Jigisha is a graphic designer, and she comes with a vast experience. She has worked with many reputed companies, and logo designing is something that is her specialty that I have seen. So let me read out about her work experience. She's worked with UI UX designer at Indigo Consulting, which is a part of Leo Burnett. She's also worked as art director at MRM Worldwide. She enjoys doing photography and traveling. She also has the skills of typography, interactive media, and print graphics. She enjoys sketching and reading. What makes her unique is she sets out to make a difference to the companies and the organizations that she works with. Her belief is that it is best to achieve through close collaboration with our clients. So she always studies in detail about her clients and then comes up with her design, comes up with her work. So let me invite Jigisha. If the video gets disconnected, please stay online. We shall be reconnecting the same and start the session. So let me invite Jigisha on this video. I have sent her the request, and she will be with us for the session. So this series is all about designers. Hi Jigisha, nice to see you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I hope we don't get disconnected though.
Don't worry. Get disconnected. Reconnect.
I hope I'm audible properly.
Yes, you are audible. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So you forgot to mention that part where we had also actually coincidentally worked together.
yes, I thought let me say that once you are on the video. So this is how it is, and Jigish and we happened to work on a same project, but we didn't meet each other. So I used
Right.
to work for Walt Disney, and she was working for the licensee of Disney, who was using the Disney properties and making products. So she
Right.
worked as creative she did a lot of creatives in fact for them, and I was part of the Disney team. So, and we worked on the same project, and
Yeah.
it was
Like a decade later, I'm telling you, have you seen these designs? And you're like, yeah, definitely. Like that
yes.
was a big coincidence.
To see how we were destined to meet, and
Oh
then
yeah.
again. So Jikisha, welcome to my show. Let me first thank you for accepting this request and being on this live chat series. This Talks 2.0 designer series is where I'm trying to invite designers from various backgrounds, talk to them, find out about their inspirations, about how they keep themselves inspired at all times, what motivates them, and yes, we all also want to get inspired and motivated listening to them. Starting with Isha, we all know she's a digital, she's a graphic designer, and in these times where everything is digital, I think her services are sought after, right? So, Jikisha, tell
Yeah.
us how did you kind of decided to be a graphic designer? How did you choose this line, and how do you kind of start it? How did you start your journey here?
Okay, so as far as I remember, I always used to like things which are related to either art or making or creating things. Either I was drawing, coloring, or building blocks or something like that. Also, two of my best friends, their mothers were commercial artists and graphic designers, and I found them extremely creative and inspiring, and always looked up to be like them. So maybe that eventually stuck in my head that that is my image of how I want to be, and very early on I uh, got this in my head that I'm going to do something with designing, and got into graphic design. I've been
Okay.
doing it for a long time now.
So I can say people around you influenced you. The mothers
Yeah,
of your
completely.
uh, they inspired you somewhere
And that
to.
time we used to do things manually, like that time, and then that was really fascinating. We used to create beautiful things out of nothing. So I was like, I really want to do that. So,
So my friend Tejal has joined in. Hi Tejal, I hope you all are safe. Nice to see you online. We all as designers have challenging projects, right? There are some times where we believe in something as a designer. However, the client or people are expecting something different from you, right? And
right.
there's always struggle that happen between creative and the expectations, right? So tell me about the most challenging project that you have done till date, and how has it gone through, and how did you handle it?
Uh, so many challenging projects over the time where, that project was challenging at that point of time, where my
Right,
capabilities, it was challenging for my capabilities at that point of time. But
right.
I would mention one which happened a few years back. I was actually designing a mobile app called My Health, or actually creating it. And it happened, it came to me at such a time when I just started working independently. And so I didn't have that team support, which you have it in a corporate. Like you have a mentor, you can go up to him and you can brainstorm. I was like all alone in that project, and I had to literally sail through. And also, I was studying something called user interface design and UX. In fact, I took up that project thinking that it will give me a practical edge. It will make me like learn from this project. But the timelines of this project, they were so intense. I mean, with all of this which I took up, I mean, I had spent like so many sleepless nights over it thinking how will I sail through. Luckily, as of date, the app is up on iOS and Android, and it was well appreciated. So at least the hard work paid off, and the
Got it.
learning is also in to a great extent. So,
Okay. So we have a question, and I I can't see it now. She asked
Hi,
about.
Anil. Hi, Punya. I have two of my friends who joined in. So glad.
Hey, nice to have you on. So, one of the viewers asked, what are the qualities that a graphic designer should possess to pursue this profession?
Uh, so I think curiosity is like the main thing, like how will I do it, and that whole passion to create. Because if you don't have that whole thing, that grit of making something, and that curiosity of going to the depth of it, and of course the aesthetics, compositions, all like the attitude, I feel is more important than the skills. Skills are slowly come in. The artistic qualities are required, but graphic designer is not more like fine arts where you have to sell your painting. You have to understand the user, you have to understand the business and make it. So, and that understanding, that curiosity, that open mind is very important. I mean, no matter the criticisms, you're like, get them on, I will work on it together. So, yes, I think that attitude.
My biggest takeaway from what you said is curiosity. We all should uh,
Yes.
uh, remain curious and
Childlike curiosity, actually.
yes, yes, that's going on. Okay, so as a designer, it's always important to keep coming up with new things. It's always important to deliver better and better each time, right? Like you said some time back that it was challenging at that point of time. Okay, so
Yeah, it was challenging at that.
so every time, likewise, even in terms of creativity, even in terms of designing, we have to keep growing, improving, and motivate ourselves. So, where is this inspiration coming from? What is your source that keeps you creative all the time and keeps you going?
Sometimes procrastination really works. But anyway, but actually taking a break from that moment, actually, if you're like getting too much into that whole creative block, which happens again and again, taking a break, taking one step away, doing something else. Actually, you know what? I follow a lot of artists on Instagram. Like they might be interior decorators, they are artists, and they are illustrators. And they do such amazing photographers and they do such amazing work. I mean, if you actually keep on scrolling through and then you actually feel like now it is my turn. I need to go back to the drawing board and be as passionate that as them that I am, and should bring that quality back, and I should draw. And also, I do a lot of mind mapping, or what they call it, the spider web. So I put a central idea in the center, and then I think of many ideas together and think of a few idea buckets, and that's how I get cracking on the design. After all the inspiration and all the attitude has come in. So,
You can see my friend Mantri has joined. Hi, Kavita. Nice to have you online. Well,
hi,
so
Brinda.
I see some of your tips, I guess. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us for this session. What I take from your answer is a lot of other artists inspire you. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not alone. So I get inspired by other designers.
No point drowning
Yeah,
in the well, at least
yeah.
do
So
what you can.
obviously taking a break and coming back is something that I think works across, not just being creative, also I think being patient. No, so when we get too
Patient
irritated,
with your
or
own
get,
self also sometimes.
I think going away is a good thing that works even otherwise. So tell me one thing that you love about your profession as a designer. I'm sure it's a long list, but
Yeah, yeah.
you're
So
very passionate.
actually,
Yeah.
the best thing is like you get to create, right? I mean, you get to create from something which wasn't ever there, in
There.
fact. And like you're sitting with a marketing head and an entrepreneur and a startup guru and a copywriter. You're sitting with all of them, and then actually you are the one who's going to think of that thing visually and make it happen. It's like it's going to be that product which you have built it, and created it. I think that gives a different high. So it actually kind of brings the ideas of other people also to life. People have been sometimes struggling with ideas, and you help them bring it to life. That also I love. And yeah, you get to learn about a lot of new professions and businesses, because when I'm designing, especially branding, I will go on to a company and I'll say, what's your vision? What's your mission? So, actually you're going to the core of the company, not only the workings. You're getting to know the soul of the company, and that is really exciting. You get to know their story, however big or small. That is that part which helps you grow in your design, if that information is
I can see the excitement as you reply, so you love
Yeah, and
learning.
also the best part is you can design your own creatives, like you can design your own, like my daughter's birthday invites, I can like all of that is add on. That's all like goodies, cookie.
Yeah, fine. So, tell us about the latest trends. Are there any such trends in graphic design as well? Like, in fashion, we have trend per season, we have trend as per whatever is the in thing. So, how does it go with graphic? Is it trend driven? If yes, what are the trends? How does it work?
So trends. So actually, graphic design represents the culture of that time. If you see the older designs, it represents the culture of that time, and the newer designs represents our times. I mean, that's what graphic design stands for. 10 years back, people will only look at these kind of designs and understand where it comes from. I mean, the 70s era, the 80s era, all is graphic design. Even in it's everywhere. It's the pop-up colors and all. In fact, if you notice now, the trend is using a lot of earthy colors, muted colors. Like because everyone's thinking on environment, sustainability, stuff
Right.
like that, it showcases on the designs. People are wearing also earthy colors, and that gets shown also in graphic design. At the same time, lot of handwritten and hand-drawn stuff is like people are getting back to the drawing board. Also, there are many newer tools in the graphic software also influence the trends. So people are using the iPads and Procreate apps, and people are creating beautiful illustrations, stylish, with retro hair, pastels. Illustrations to a lot of extent are replacing pictures because it illustrations cover up racism, caste, creed. It is equal to all. So it's like rich people can literally relate to it better and without any judgments or any triggers. So that's the illustrations are the trend. Handwritten stuff, typography is very big. In fact, the sans serif font particularly is very. The Uber changed its font. The Google changed its logos. Rounded, cornered, spaced out fonts are quite a bit in trend as of now. But again, I mean, as I say, if you are designing, you shouldn't go for the trend. You have to look at scalability because your designs are going to be viewed by your design user for a few years. And if they go by the trend, they should at least be able to stand or tolerate or even enjoy your designs for a few years. So
True.
that's your main goal.
So we have one more question from the viewer. What latest design campaign that you have seen and what you like or not like about it?
Uh, So in fact, love the. I have been doing a lot of digital. So I've been watching a lot of digital campaigns, Spotify, and all of these campaigns have been like completely with the users. In fact, to some extent, even motivate the users to do better. Uh, so I think, yeah, that's the
Okay.
thing.
And the same viewer also asked some time back when I was asking you what is the best thing about your profession, what is the worst thing about your profession?
So people will be like, "Will you make this for me? Will you make that for me?" Like I have, whether we have time or not. The favors, yeah, the favors are a lot because, and sometimes people are like, "How do I change PDF file to this particular file?" As if you are some know-it-all in the technicalities also. So, and then you are questioning yourself, okay, do I need to know it? I mean, I think I should know, right? And then you are actually getting into it for no reasons.
I can imagine there's such, but I think for all of us, where we expected to know everything, every minute detail to guide people around us, but I think it's for all, right? Not just the design. So it is said that designers have some that little crazy streak in them, where they do something which people around really don't find it normal. A lot of time it's taken as an excuse to keep themselves creative. A lot of times it's just there naturally, and the designers themselves don't realize that there is some crazy streak that is inside them. Is there any such crazy streak that you have discovered about yourself?
So actually, I hoard a lot of stationery, but I used to find it normal for the longest time. Having 3, 4 drawers in the house for stationery, papers, glue. I mean, I used to find it a necessity. Actually. So I never even knew whether it was a crazy streak. Uh, but I just realized off late. I mean, my husband is the opposite of me, and he's like, okay, but where do we keep this? So, and but one more thing, I have a very nerdy crazy streak. I mean, you must have realized with this Instagram live feature of mine, for everything I need to go down. Actually, end up sitting late at night to read about stuff which is so extremely unimportant for me, and I will just go to deep lens to just keep on reading about something which is not even so relevant. I don't know whether you call it crazy or what, but I just enjoy doing it. I'd be like, how was the mankind? Like, how did the mankind come into existence? Or anything. I will go so
But
deep down to.
I like to. I don't think that is irrelevant. I think every human should know about the planet, about how we come. So I really don't find that crazy at all. But yes, the thing of stationery. Also, I think these are your tools. These are your ways to work, to design, to create. So well, I don't really find it crazy, but yeah, your passion is something which is oozing at all times. What I really like about you is you go to the depth of it. If I tell you, for the viewers, I would like to say, if I tell Jikisha something, it's never okay. It's like, okay, so then there are like list of questions that come with it. She wants to know what, why, where, how, everything about it, to anything and everything. So that is an approach where she wants to go to depth. I would request all the viewers if they have any questions or anything that they want to know. Jikisha would be happy to
I
answer.
would love to answer.
Well, thank you. She's really liking this video. She's finding it interesting and informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A lot of people, Jigisha, have this thing, when they see their children or youngsters who are good in drawing, and generally inclined towards art, they just say you should become a designer. Okay, and but designer is not something which is only drawing or only creating. There is something which is uh, parallelly running with this creative thing. Okay, and I think it's a lot of hard work that goes along with any design or a creative profession. What particularly for graphic design would you say that is important, that as a skill set or an attitude, as you said, they should be prepared to do, not just this drawing? So you can just throw
So
light on.
actually, what over the years, graphic designing has made a big shift. I mean, graphic designing is no longer graphic design. It used to be 30 years back. Though I yet say graphic design so that people understand it. I mean, it's moved from just graphics to a lot more. I mean, there is sometimes infographics. You make presentations, and as I said, I do a lot of user interface, and I follow a lot of user experience principles. So basically, it is everything around it, and people have been using a lot of like people use a lot of voice in the designs now. There's augmented reality coming in. You have to take into account so many things when you're designing now. It's not just you're making a visiting card. Somebody 2 days back called me for a visiting card, and I said, how are you going to distribute it during this times? Don't you think you should make a contact card or something? Like where you save it somewhere and then people can just access it from there. And so you have to be with the times. As a graphic designer, you have to know all the technicalities to some extent where your deliverables are concerned at least. So if you're
Right.
making a brochure, you have to tell the client that why don't you present it here instead? Why don't you put it up? So then you're adding value, not just I doing your job and then they happening to figuring out like. So those are the things which you have to learn and then add value. So adding value and bringing the brand up personally, I think uh, helps a lot more than just doing a good design.
Okay, so Hirkani adds Aditi, my friend has joined. Thanks Aditi for being here. Okay, now coming to the big question, all the designing fields, all the creative fields have become vast in these growing digital world. Graphic design by itself is a big world. It's a big area. We other people, like the common people, they are not really clear about what all does a graphic designing include. So that it is made up of, it is just designing logo, is it just designing a business card, what is it? Just tell us what all it covers.
So graphic designing, I'll divide it into a few parts. So graphic designing itself was known as commercial artists, and that contains a lot of designing campaigns, like designing campaigns as in designing newspaper ads, magazine ads, hoardings, and all of that which go along. Marketing materials like brochures, catalogs, and of course it starts with logos, stationery, and all that. But that is one part. In fact, graphic designing can be used a lot for creating gift materials. Like these days you have diaries, you have tote bags. In fact, you have shoes. They all have been printed graphically. T-shirts. People are just T-shirt designers, T-shirt graphic designers. So that is also a field, where and some people are just illustrators, and they make a collection of illustrations. Like this year they've been making this illustration. Next year they've been making a and they use these illustrations in various things. They might even give it to companies like Chumbak and stuff like that to make their copyright and their own products. So also the third field is which I have got into after the commercial arts field, which is the UI UX field, where you're actually designing things for the digital medium, like you're designing entire experiences on the mobile, the websites, the web portals. So yeah, so that these three major fields, to say, broad fields, and they are very big worlds on their own. So it is very uh, important that a graphic designer is not expected to be a best of all three. It can be.
True. True. I've seen some amazing logos that you've done, so throw some light about how do you go about logo.
Sometimes a miracle happens in logos, I feel. I like, you are just struggling so hard. I mean, I was making a logo recently for Gautam Nagrat, you know it. And the the logos have to, like his logo was such that the name is called Mad and Crazy, but it shouldn't look mad and crazy. So you have to actually think of every element which represents that, and then how can you change it to make it corporate, scalable, doable, stuff like that. The logos have to be like classic. They have to at least go on for a decade. At least when you're designing, that's what you need to see, that they have to go on for a decade, and they have to represent your company. So like the color. So basically, when I designed the logo, I always think of it in black and white. That's the only way that you can come up with a good logo. The structure is the most important thing. And if you're using an illustration, I mean, the style of illustration coming down and to the, like if you're designing a suppose an owl for a logo, I mean it can't look realistic. It has to be very simplistic, and it has so yeah. Coming down to that requires like 2-3 hours of just simplifying it. Logo means simplifying, according to me. So that ability to simplify it is very
Yeah, I think
important.
that less is more is something that the logo should really say about. Cool.
The kids
Anything else
policy.
to say about fashion, about exciting projects, or anything that you want to say and tell the viewers about graphic designing?
Uh, so I think like actually even my 5-year-old knows what's a logo now. So graphic designing is at least a very easy field to get into for viewers. But it's a very difficult field to stay there. I feel like it is like it's all beds and roses earlier. Uh, and but you need a lot of grit to stay in this and do your best. So I think Punya is asking me what if you weren't doing design, what would you be doing? Actually, if I was not a graphic designer, I would be an interior designer. I would yet be into design. I just got maybe
Good.
if not that, I would teach drawing to kids, but something I don't know anything else.
That was so honest that I don't know anything else. It was really so. Okay, so it was really wonderful to know how you keep yourself inspired, how you keep yourself motivated. I think my biggest takeaway talking with you is, remind ourselves to remain curious is something that I would take away and keep myself
So
motivated.
it's like that book by some Nihali, that author, the whole logic of being in the flow. Like when you are in the flow, you don't realize what you are doing. That's what I meant by designing the logo. Also, you're just so in it, you don't know when it strikes you. You might be up the whole night designing. So it's more
So I
about.
need the owner of Rizo Jewels, super honest answers. Yes, Jigisha is absolutely honest with her answers and even work, I would say. So thank you so much, Jigisha. It was such a wonderful session with you. And see, I told you Wi-Fi and connectivity has not been an issue.
Oh, yes,
So,
even though it's
so
pouring, so yeah, we are lucky.
yes, and I thank all the viewers for
Thank
being
you
with.
so much.
Yeah, and
A
this
lot
is
of
going
my
to
friends
be
joined
available
it.
on
Himal,
IG.
yeah.
Yes, it's going to be available on IGTV on Nikai Fashion Studio. So people who've missed can definitely watch this on IGTV, and I'll be back with another designer tomorrow in this Tea Time Talks 2.0 designer series. So keep watching, and yes, be curious, and keep yourself motivated.
Yeah,
Thank
ask questions. Yeah.
you.
Thank
Thanks.
you so much. Thank
Thanks.
you for
Bye.
having me. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.